Chikazo, what's up? Oh, yep, mic's on, okay. Hi, Chikazo, what's up? Dude, did I tell you about the stacking system I created? I'll just leave it at that. I would have been really excited when I told you. Also, I'm digging this Zelda ambiance music. I don't think there's any way it's as copyright free as they say, but digging it. Oh, okay, so the system is this. I can, as long as I know how many players are in the game, I can shuffle the cards, let you cut them, and then you can choose where to sit. And without any additional shuffling or anything else, I can cheat you. I'll prove it. Okay, so let's say there's 5 players in the game, just for shits and grins. Did I already mess it up? No. And so in high stakes games, the player to the right cuts towards the dealer, dealer completes the cut. Okay, no additional shuffles. 5 seated. Here is seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, and seat 5. Where do you want to sit? One, two. Ah, damn it. Let's imagine that didn't happen. Oh my god. I should have done this first rattle out of the box. Seat 5, seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, seat 5, seat 1. Okay, so aside from the hiccup there with technique, seat 2 has 5-3, Jack 4, they're probably not going to play. You'll probably play pocket kings. And let's say Jack 5 suited gets greedy. And we'll leave my hand a mystery. So we're both in. How many kings would you like on the flop? It can be 0, 1, or 2. I need to go slower with these moves too. So there's your 2 kings. You're probably feeling pretty good about life. Jack 5 probably gets the hell out of the way, leaving you only against me. Let's see how I do here. Unluckiest run out in history, my man. The thing is, I could have put those 2 aces on the flop. I could have put 1 king, 1 ace. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Now I'll do it face up for you. Well, it occurs to me, I could do it differently. Hold on. I'll try here to do it differently. All right. So I got the hand I want you to have and the hand I want to have on the bottom. Or sorry, your hand goes under mine. I cut them to the table. Tee-hee-hee. I can even do this little 3-way cut here, not hit the dice. your box cut like that. Nope. Okay. Is that right? I'm going to turn these two aces I've got on the bottom here face down. You'll see why later. Okay, so we're five-handed. I'm actually going to try this a different way. And just for the sake of showing, player cuts towards the dealer, dealer completes the cut. Tee hee hee. Okay, so same setup. Where are you sitting? Hey, Betsy. I'm demonstrating a stacking system I came up with that hopefully I can do a little better this time than I did last time. Waiting on Chikazu to tell me which seat he's at right now. So the beauty of this system is you can shuffle, you can let them cut, and only knowing how many players are at the table, you can cheat them wherever they decide to sit. You can control the flop, turn, river. Seat 2. Seat 2. Whoa, shit. I'm actually ordering a bigger table so I can practice fly deals. Put that one back where it came from. Spoiler, the bottom. 1, and then down. 1, 2, 3, down. Okay. So you got the pocket kings, deuce 3 gets out of the way, 3, 4 gets out of the way. Queen 7 from late position, let's say they get greedy, and then I've got the aces. So the setup I have right now is king, 2 cards, king, and then my 2 aces on the bottom. Those are the ones I turned face down. So how many kings and how many aces would you like to see on the flop? While I await your answer, I'm just going to fake shuffle. These aren't real, so don't think I'm changing anything. Oh, no worries. So we'll roll for it. Yeah. 2. So the way I usually do this is for the left dice will be the kings, and if it's a 1 or a 2, that's 0, and if it's 3 or 4, that's 1, 5 or 6 is 2, and then the aces are the right dice. So 1 king, 2 aces is what we're looking for here. So to get the first king out, I second deal the card underneath it. And actually, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'd bottom deal both the aces, and then that king on top comes off. And there they are. So you've got a full boat. You're feeling pretty good about life. Queen 7 gets the hell out of the way. And then if I really want to get your money, I got your king there. I just burn and give you your king. It requires a bunch of other moves. I mean, you got to be able to bottom deal and all that shit. Bottom deal, second deal. But it's pretty clever. I'll do it face up one more time. So again, the goal is just knowing how many players are in the game. You want to be able to control. They can sit anywhere. They can cut the cards. And you can still control the hand. So the first thing you do is you cut 5 cards to the bottom. I do it like this. So there's 3 kings on top, and you see the king and 4 aces to the bottom. So you then calculate x. X is the total number of players, in this case 5, minus the number of seats you're cheating, which is 2, because I'm cheating my seat and their seats. That's 3. 2 cards always goes under the top 2 cards. So you can see there at the top I ran 2 cards under the top 2 kings. Then you run X under the top card. There's the 3. And then you run X on top. You can see there I've got the 3. From there on out, it's just whatever fake shuffles you want to do to convince them the game's clean. They then get to cut, and for the sake of demonstration, I'll turn that card face up. In high stakes game, they cut towards the dealer. Dealer completes the cut. Tee-hee-hee. Alright. So, this is seat 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll this dice to see where the sucker's sitting. They can't sit at 1, that's me. We're going to cheat seat 5. Or seat 3, sorry. Alright, so the top card comes off to seat 2. Remember, we got 1 king on the bottom. That comes off the bottom to seat 3. Then you deal out normally to seat 5. Then you deal off the bottom to yourself, which will leave the king on top. You second deal to whatever seats lead up to there. And once you hit that, you just straight deal, and then bottom deal to yourself. That puts the whole cards you want to have in their hand at their seat, leaves you with the whole cards you want, and leaves you with 2 aces on the bottom, which we're going to turn face down, and then one of their cards, 2 cards, and then the other card. And I'll explain why that's that way in a second. 8-9, let's say it's a home game and every player's garbage and they play 8-9. Jack-9 suited, 10-5 suited, oh boy, let's have some spades. So, if I'm cheating this game, and there's 5 players in, I know I want at least 1 ace on the flop and 1 king on the flop to keep him in. And I'll probably just do 1 of each to give the other hands a chance to catch up. So what we do here is we second deal the card under the king. So now we have king, 1 card in there. Off the bottom for the ace, the king is there, he goes down, and there's our peel card. Ooh, 2 spades. So this guy's definitely staying in. He's got a straight and flush draw. He's definitely staying. He's got a backdoor royal flush draw, not knowing the jack is out. 8-9 probably gets out of the way, but everybody else probably still plays. Oof, that's interesting. Okay, with 2 players in, yeah, I want to start getting our mutual cards out. Although there's a flush draw out there. Actually, what I'd probably do is I'd second deal there, then I'd second deal another card, yes, hoping that it's a spade and that these guys both make their flush, which they do. And then for the last card, I second deal, and then bottom stud deal the ace to give myself quads. He also makes a full house, so he beats the flush, and then I get all their money. Ooh, yeah. So that is the system. I think it's just a little more versatile than just straight deck stacking. Anywho. Speaking of deck stacking, we're going to do deck stacking drills today. So we roll the dice, put them out in the order they're in. 2 6s sucks, but what can you do? 6 is hard for me to run still. You have to do it slowly, if at all. Well, god dang. Oh, let an incidental card in. So the more cards you have to stack for, the harder it becomes. And I can explain why if you'd like. Let's see how we did. I think I missed 2 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, got that one. 1, 1, 2, 3. Here's the moneymaker. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. Damn. So why does that become harder the more you stack? It's because you're keeping a running stack in the left hand, and I'll show you what I mean by running stack. Let's roll these again. So I got the aces on top. And I'm starting with 3. Because I'm stacking for 4 cards, I'm going to start by running under 3 cards, under 2 cards, and under 1 card. So what does that mean? I'm running 3 cards from my right hand under 3 cards in the left. So you see here at the top, I've got the other 3 aces, and here's the 3 cards that I ran under the 3rd card. Now, because I'm cutting the top pack to the left, that's where I'm keeping my stack on top. So then I have 6. Here I'm running 6 cards under 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm also keeping the 3 cards I ran under 3. So right now, the stack I have over here is the 4 aces plus these 9 cards. Already I have to keep a stack of 13 cards in the left hand. What that means is, if I let any cards from my right hand, this hand here, come over to this side, like when I have less than 13 here, those are cards I'm not counting on getting into my stack. Those are incidental cards and they ruin my stack. So you'll see as I keep going, I'm keeping a way bigger stack in the left hand. Now there's ways to cover that. So if you were to look now, the keen-eyed observer would see that huge pack under there. That is called a slug. And so one of the ways you cover that when you're getting a really big slug is you get it down and you just immediately shuffle the cards together, which that was pretty sloppy. So now I'm doing 1 on top. You see, I immediately get into a guarded position here so they can't see that slug. So there's 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And see. I've actually got the drill I made for myself today because I realized my stacking skills were getting weaker. I'll show you what I noticed. So, a sloppy deck stacker is going to do stuff like this. They're going to go slow, and they're going to slow down at the top because they're counting those cards. And then you're going to see this kind of slow down, and then that. So my goal as a stacker is to make my stacking smooth, just like I'm shuffling the cards. There's 3 under 3, there's 2 under 2. 6 is going to be hard to do quickly for me. There's 6 under 1, hopefully, and then I want 4 on top. So let's see how I did there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I noticed I was getting some of that slowdown because I was practicing other stuff. So then we go to bottom deal exercise. Cards go in the middle. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, shoot. 1, 2, 3. There we go. If anybody's curious what I did there, comment and I'll explain. Okay, we're going to skip mucking for now. Then we stack for hold'em. This also gives me a chance to practice my spread call. So, spread call, you see, as I'm going through here, I'm actually controlling the 4 kings. That's pretty sloppy. That was really sloppy. So now I've got all 4 kings on top. So how I usually do this is roll 3 dice. 3 is the max, and 3 is, or the highest number becomes the total number of hands. Then we roll until we get a seat. So we're 3-handed, and we're going to cheat seat number 3. player gets a cut. What we'll do here, we'll do this move. Whoop, that was pretty shitty. Let's try that again. This is called a Zingoni table pass. Come around. And there I beat the cut. Okay, so we're cheating seat 3. There's no such thing as stupid questions. How am I controlling the kings to the top? Alright, I'll show you here in just a moment. That's a king on top, so there I'd have to second deal. Boom. So kings will be there. 7-4 suited definitely plays 3-handed. So 3-handed here, let's do no aces and give them a chance to catch up. Oof, they're gonna get out on that board. So now all I have to do is deal down an ace. That should be enough to take. Oh. There's the ace off the bottom. There's the king. Okay, so how does the spread call work? There is the spread call, and there's what is called a roadrunner call. I'll show you both. So the spread call, let's say I want to get the 4 of hearts to the top. Let's actually get it somewhere there's a little more contrast. Let's say I want to get the queen of spades to the top. As I square up the deck, I'm letting the card above it overtake the queen, and as it does behind, I'm stripping that queen out and letting it ride behind. So now it's on top. So one more time. Let's say I want to get the jack of spades to the top. As I square up, now it's overtaken by that top card. And here's my fingers contacting it on the back side. That card gets pulled behind the spread as I'm closing it up, and then moved to the top. So the roadrunner call is a way of doing that with multiple cards. And how that works is, let's say I'm going to go grab all the 2s for whatever reason. Towards the bottom, you're going to call a random card. In this case, I'm going to call the 10 of diamonds. That just comes behind. And as I spread, it's riding behind the spread. So there I see a 2. Now what happens here is the 10 slides under that 2, or slides in front of that 2. And what that does is it removes all the friction on the card. So all I have to do is make contact and slide it behind that card. It's called a runner card. That's why it's called a roadrunner call. So I'm just going through the deck now. There's another 2. I've got it behind the spread. There's another 2. I've got it behind the spread. There's another one. And now when I get to the top, I have all those 2s. So a lot of times if you see, like, say I've got 2 jokers in the deck. So a lot of times if you've got a really good, or a decent card handler, I shouldn't say really good, but a decent card handler, under the auspices of taking the jokers out, he'll be running through the deck. Let's just throw them in here. And I got the 2s together, so let's go get all the 3s. So it's like, for this trick, I need to not have the jokers in the deck. And I'm culling the 3s. I'm going to out-jog the jokers. There's another one. The jokers come out. You think all he was doing was getting the jokers out, and when really I was collecting all the 3s. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to stack a hand. No problem. Thanks for asking the questions. I love spreading the knowledge that I have on this, or just helping out people who are interested. It's one of my favorite things to do when people drop in. Okay, so we're stacking. Oh, we already stacked the 3-handed game, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. The first 2, not so much, but the I'll actually show you a nifty little trick here. So because if you got a lot of high numbers, you're carrying a really big slug in the left hand. So I've got 4 cards, 6, 11. Yeah, I've got a 15-card slug I have to maintain over here, which means like I can't let Yeah, see, I would have already lost a card there. And now I've still got to get 6 on top. Here I can do a 6 card, what is called a 0 shuffle. Oh, that's 5, damn. Hold on. Which looks like that. And I'll show you with one card what a 0 shuffle is here in a second. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, a 0 shuffle is an interesting type of fake shuffle. So the reason casino standard procedure exists, which for the record, casino standard procedure is shuffle, shuffle, strip or box cut, depending on your preference. That's a box cut. One more shuffle. And then some places they'll make you do a one-handed cut. Okay, so this makes life for a cheater particularly hard. The way most... Actually, I think I've got an ordered deck up here. One second, let me see if I still do. Is this deck ordered? Oh, hell yes. Okay. So here we have a deck that is in factory order. I'm going to give it a riffle shuffle. I'm going to give it a strip cut. Now, you'd probably be happy to see that shuffle and cut in the course of your home game, but it actually does nothing to the cards. Now, the issue with a lot of fake shuffles like that, so here is riffle shuffle, cut. I can do that a little better, hold on. Is it? Yeah. Oh, just kidding. Try that again. So I'm working on something called shadowing for fake cuts. And so I was thinking about that. That also does nothing. But for those cuts to work, or for those shuffles to work, you have to cut afterwards. The 0 is a way to shuffle the cards and not have to cut to resolve it. But it's a lot harder to make it look natural. The way a lot of people do it is by doing something like this and then resolving it. Are you curious how that works? If so, I'm happy to explain how all those work. Alright. So these are from a body of fake shuffles called strip-out shuffles. They're so named because you're stripping one half of the deck out after the shuffle. So I'll start with the first one people usually learn, which is the push-in shuffle. As I separate the decks here, I'll turn the ace here on top face up so you can see which half is the top half. I separate the top half to the left, and I'm going to let a bed of cards fall there. And then I'm going to finish shuffling, and I'm going to let the right half fall on top. And then I'm going to square them. Now, as I square them, actually this might be easier to see if I go from more of a top-down angle. Alright, so as I square them, my right hand is going to angle this packet, and it's going to be stopped by my left thumb back here, so that I get that kind of situation. I'm then going to square up, and even from that top angle, you can't see that I've left the cards in this configuration. That is called a brief. Obviously, the smaller you can make that brief, the more deceptive the fake shuffle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip out the bottom half as I cut and put the top half back on top. Actually, I think that's easier to see at this angle. So I'll demonstrate that again. We strip, we shuffle, we square, and you can't see because of the position of my fingers, but there's that brief. Like if I were to move my hands, you'd see it in a heartbeat. And then my cut, I'm just stripping those out, putting this back on top. And that leaves the deck in the same configuration we started. Get these out of the way. I'm teaching. The next one you'll learn is the pull-through shuffle. So there are two ways of shuffling the cards. Well, two terms to understand here. What I tend to do is what's called an open shuffle. My hands are more towards the outside. It's very casual, right? In a casino, you'll see the hands closer. They'll come out, they'll square the cards, they'll lace the corners, and they'll do it from like with their hands here. This is called a closed shuffle. And if you're doing a closed shuffle, this is the preferred cheating method you're going to use. So how this works, you're going to separate them. Again, I'll turn this face up so you can see which half is the top half. This time you're going to run some cards from your right hand on the bottom, continue to shuffle, and then you're going to close with the right hand. So the left-handed packet, the top packet, is kind of like inside the bottom packet like that. And as you square, rather than stopping the square up, you're again going to angle them so you get that situation. And why it's called the pull-through is this thumb on the right hand is going to pull that packet through to the other side. So you've got the same situation, just achieved a different way. This half, the top half, started out over here and it's been pulled around to over here. And again, I strip it out. And this will emulate a cut. So if I were to do that shuffle, I could complete with a cut. And that's why that cut is necessary, because you have to strip those cards out. Now you also notice when I do it, I go right into my strip cut. This is called an up the ladder cut. So hopefully you can see with that card face up, at least the top card isn't changing, but nothing else is changing too. And again, if you want to know how that works, I'll show you. And so, don't want to turn over two cards. And that leaves us with the deck in the exact same setup. Ooh, except somehow this guy got misplaced somewhere in there. Well, ideally, it leaves the deck in the same situation. So how does a zero work? I'm going to turn over the top two cards, so the ace of hearts and the two of hearts. So the way the zero works, as I separate the two packets, the top card, which is that ace, is going to come out with the bottom packet. So on my right side now, I have the bottom half of the deck plus the top card of the deck. Then I have, on my left side, the top half of the deck minus the top card. I'm going to lace them. Now there's a bunch of different ways to do a zero. And I'll talk about the version I use and why I like it best. But ultimately what happens is, you use this top card as a cover to pull out the top half and then put it back underneath so that the deck is back in the same configuration. If I spread it this way. Now the one I showed you earlier, the way a lot of people do it, they'll do the zero, they'll get the separation, lace the cards, and they'll do something like this, because the human eye can't detect at that point. It just looks like a mess, and that's one way to do it. I want mine to look as close to an actual shuffle as possible. So the way I do mine, I get my separation, I lace them, and I bring this card just a little more forward. Not a lot, just a little bit. And there's a sweet spot where you can pinch it between your middle finger and your thumb, and that's going to bubble that card. And that's going to give me the space I need when I square them to get that underneath and then pin this top card down. And so to make it look natural, all I've got to do is slowly release that top card, and it looks like the two halves are coalescing. That one takes a fair amount of practice. I'll actually show you a trick I came up with that uses the 0. And you may have even seen me do this on stream for people. So, big reveal. Alright. So when I do this on stream, or even live, I have the spectator select any card, in this case the King of Spades, and I tell them this trick has to do with time travel. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture in your mind of this moment. I spread the cards out with the King of Spades there, and tell them this is the moment we're going to come back to. We're going to come back in time to this moment. I then show myself turning over their king. When I do it live, I turn the king over. I'm going to leave it face up for demonstration here. That is called a spread pass, and it controls their card to the top. All right, so their king is on top. I'm then going to split the deck for a 0. So I've got their card over here on top and the bottom half. And I say I'm going to shuffle face-up cards into face-down cards. Here's their card over here. I shuffle them. I do the 0. I don't mess up the 0. And so if I were to spread the cards now, you'd see what I have is half the deck face up, half the deck face down, and their card on top. They, of course, think it's mixed up because they think I just shuffled face up into face down. I then do a fake up the ladder cut to show that there's cards in various positions. But what I'm doing is I'm just showing the face up half and showing their card over and over and over again as the face down card. I'm still in this position. So here's the hard part. I'm doing this, I'm like, look, there's cards in every position, face up, face down throughout the entire deck. And I messed it up there. But what I ideally do is I reach down, I'm one card off, dang it. And I cut directly to that break to show both halves. And as I come back, I whip that top half over. What that does is it flips the face up bit face down and puts their card back in the middle. And we appear to have gone back in time. So yeah, there's a pretty fun application of the 0 shuffle. I used to not like the 0 shuffle because it's pretty tough to make it look anything like a normal shuffle. Like just that bubble variant took me a lot of practice to get. And I'm the type who wants my fake stuff to look as close to my real stuff as possible. Here, I'll even show you. God, I've gotten 0 practice in, but I love it. I love talking about this stuff. So for that cheating system I came up with. So I want my opponent to potentially get 4 kings. I want me to potentially get 4 aces. So by call or whatever, you get the cards on top. So I've got my hand and their hand. I'm going to start by cutting off 5 cards to the bottom as sneakily as I can. So we're going to do it via undercuts. So you see now there's just 3 kings on top. Now I've got my 5 cards set up on the bottom. Now bear in mind, I want this to look as close to normal as possible, which is another one of the reasons I came up with this. So, how many players do we have? I guess I should find that out. 3 players. Okay, well, let's do 5 so I have a better chance to show how this works. So I explained the math of this early. If anybody's curious later, I'll explain again. But the long and short of it is I'm doing a mild stack, but I don't have to stack for the whole hand. So I'll have 3 cards on top of their card on top, then another 3, and then 2, and then their last card. And then I've still got my stock here on the bottom. So if I were to deal things out right now, the cards would land exactly where I wanted them to. But that's not very many shuffles for a home game. So that's another good reason to know how to do all these fake shuffles. Because then if they want you to shuffle more, you can. And then the player cuts. There's a gajillion ways to beat the player cut. I'll see if I can do one of the tougher ones. So player cuts. That comes back to me. I just beat the player cut like that. Okay, so at this point, I need no additional shuffles. The players cut the cards, and they can choose wherever they want to sit. They want to sit in seat 3, fine. So there's seat 2. Now remember, I have one of their cards on the bottom of the deck. So there's seat 2. That's a normal deal. But I want my bottom deal to look as close to that as possible. So that card's coming off the bottom. There's that one. There's that one. And then we deal as normal until we get to me. That card gets bottom dealt to me. So if I were just to deal that king to myself, that's what it would look like. And I want my bottom deal to look as close to that as possible. So then you'll notice I got that king on top. Now we're going to do what is called second dealing until I get to that king. So if I were to deal that card out, I'd push it to the side and sail it. Boop. That's called a second deal, and there's my actual king. Now bear in mind this would all be face down. So whether or not you'd be able to see this if the cards were face down. Well, actually here, I'll just, so that one's face down, now the king's face down. There's the king. Right, I'm going to turn these 2 aces face down for later. So I don't know if Queen 8 would play. Let's say Jack 8 suited plays. Alright. I guess I could do... No. I've got that card there for a reason. Alright. Okay. So I want to give him a chance to catch up, so let's just do 1 king on the flop and then 2 indifferent cards. The way I would do that is I would second deal under the king, so that was actually the card under the king. So if I was actually dealing the king, that's what it would look like. If I'm second dealing the king, that's what it looks like. Which I think is pretty similar. Then we deal the king, then that. Then I want another non-king, so we're going to second deal. And there's my board. So he hits middle pair with a backdoor flush. He might stay in the game for that if the betting doesn't get too crazy. Now because there's an extra player in, I want to shore myself up. So remember, I've got the 2 aces on the bottom. We're going to second deal under that king, because I want to keep that king in case I need it. And then this is called a stud deal, where you turn the card face up. And that card came off the bottom. That's why I turned the ace face up. If I were to actually deal that card off the top, that's what it would look like. And I want it to look as similar as possible. So now 2 overcards without his backdoor flush. He probably gets out. I know this guy has 2 kings. There's no card that can come that'll save him, so I don't need to deal that king and make it look suspicious with the quads. So that's a second deal stud deal. Okay. There's also multiple ways to do that. Let's talk about fake dealing. Why not? So you know now that second dealing is dealing the second card of the deck and making it look like you're dealing the top card. So if I got that ace on top, and I'm dealing out. This is what is called a strike second deal, which if I'm trying to cheat a game, this is the one I'm going to use. It looks just like a normal deal. However, hold on 2 seconds. There's another type of second deal I can do that is harder, that is more undetectable, and that is called a push-off second. Now, I've got the ace on top, and you would swear well, if I do it right, you'd swear you saw that ace come off the top. Let's see if I can do it face up. This one is actually kind of hard to do face up because of the curvature of the cards. There we go. And it's especially good for stud dealing. So, yeah. So how you do a push-off second deal, as the name implies, is rather than sliding this card under and getting the card underneath, you're pushing both cards over on field. That's actually 2 cards. And then you're getting the one underneath. That's why it's better for stud deals. This makes it look so good. And that one took me a lot of practice. And I don't have it to the point where I'm satisfied with it yet, for sure. Yep, there's a basic intro to false dealing. And you'll see when I do my bottom dealing exercise, and I'll actually do this live sometimes, I'll take the aces. I'll just come back here. Take the aces, and they will go into the middle like this. And I can even spread the cards out, show the spectator that they are very much in the middle. Now bear in mind the aces will be face down. I'm doing it face up here. Oh, no problem. Like, don't start with this stuff for sure. Actually, what interests you? Like, what part of what you've seen me do, like, with magic, and what is there anything part that like really speaks to you? Like, I'm happy to help teach that stuff. By the way, this is called a straddle pass. Those cards appear to go into the middle. They're actually going to the bottom. So then I'll have the spectator, I'll start dealing out and have the spectator call stop wherever they want. Whenever they call stop, I'll bottom deal that card. Stop there, fine. And bear in mind these cards will be face down. So the spectator thinks they've called stop on all the aces magically. Actually, another one that I'll do live, and this one gets tremendous responses, is I'll do a tabled riffle control, which looks like this. They call stop. They look at that card. Card gets tossed into the middle somewhere. That is actually a control that keeps the card on top. So with the card on top, I'll throw some shuffles in, and you can actually legit shuffle these because you're just keeping track of one card as long as you just let that 8 fall on top. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can throw in one of your fakes so you can give it some cuts. And then what I'll generally do is I'll finish off, because I can stack and just run 3 cards on top. So I can show the spectator, is your card anywhere near the top? They'll say no. Is your card anywhere near the bottom? No. So then I'll deal off those top 3 cards. I'll tell the spectator to call stop wherever they want. And I'll do it as I'm dealing. Call stop wherever you want. And then I'll just start second dealing. And then where they call stop, they think they've called stop at their card. So here you go, Betsy. Let me do something for you. Let me open up my magic sheet. I need to do some false shuffles. No kidding. I would like to work on table stuff. Okay. Yeah, table stuff is way harder. There's a saying amongst card handlers that a third-rate card mechanic will destroy a first-rate magician, and it's very true. Table stuff is tough, but if you're passionate about it, like, why not? The first thing you want to do with table stuff is just get to where you can comfortably table shuffle. Separate them, riffle. The preferred method is to, as far as I've read, is to bring the top half to the right. I bring it to the left, and I do okay. But for a lot of the books you read, they'll want you to bring it to the right. But just get to where this action is consistent. That's your starting. From there, I would learn a scrape cut. It is. But the utility you get with it if you're ever at a table is just so good. And plus, like, I'm the type who derives a lot of comfort from the same actions over and over again. So if I'm stressed, I mean, I'll just sit here and do my false shuffles, and I swear to God, it's better than yoga. It's so zen. So let's learn a scrape cut. A scrape cut, so there's the 9 of clubs on top. Scrape cut looks like that. And it's pretty easy. You're going to grip the deck like this. And it's so called to scrape it because you're going to scrape the top half along. And once you get to about here, you're just going to angle it back and bring it back. Oh. Beyond that, okay, so remember what I said on Patreon. If you're learning something new, you want to practice it painfully slow. Painfully slow, because it's more important that you learn where the fingers go, like to the exact right places, and get that set first. And plus, one of my faults on stream is I try to do things too quickly. Like if I'm doing my second deal, that looks fine. No one in a million years is going to catch that. And that is about how someone would normally deal. And I get too obsessed with doing it fast, I forget to do it smooth. I ignore my own advice, and I pay the price for it. So always practice painfully slow. All right, so for the up the ladder cut, if you're starting from just a deck like this, and bear in mind, you can hit me up on Facebook, Patreon, wherever, and I'll hop into the Discord. I'm always happy to coach you, you know that. Yeah? See? All right, so the up the ladder cut, what it's meant to do is to emulate a strip cut like they use in Vegas, like that. Okay, so how we do it, we're gonna bring the bottom half around to the top, and when we do, we're gonna leave a step. Let's call it a step. I do this with the right hand, and so the step, you're gonna move it, the overhang is going to be to the left, right? So we're there. We're then going to bring the top half back around. And we're going to leave the opposite step for just a second. So the overhang is now on the right. And what we're going to do, with the right hand, we're going to pull the bottom half out and bring it around like that. So here's the bottom half so we have the top packet of cards here, the top half of the deck. The bottom half, that's the same bottom half as we started with. So this is the bottom part of the top half, and it goes over there. As we do that, we're going to pull this packet back out and let it fall, and repeat that motion. Here's the next bottom part, it goes there, we let it drop. And done up to speed, it just looks like you're cutting. So there's your first cut. And the deck's in the same order. But trust me, like, this is something you want to practice slowly. Slowly. Like when you're learning this, like literally stop. There's your first step, bring it back around, stop. Do this, stop. Pull this out, stop. Do this slowly, and let speed come with comfort, not the other way around. So then once you get that, you can start working on any strip out shuffles that want to get you to this point. So there I stripped out the bottom half from the shuffle and just went straight into the up the ladder. And if you want to do a fake box cut, you can run the lower half. So for the push in, or the pull through, you're running a bed of cards from the right hand, putting the top half of the deck in between, so like it's resting inside the bottom half of the deck. Doing your push through, and then stripping out the top part and resolving the shuffle. For a fake box cut, you're going to modify it just a little bit. You're going to let the left packet run some cards. Then you're going to do it just the same way, with the right-handed packet coming on top. So instead of the top packet being nestled within this side, it's going to have some cards on the bottom. And what that's going to let you do is when you do the push through, you're going to pick up everything from this side, and that bottom half is just going to immediately come out. So it's going to look like you're doing a cut straight to the table. So it's speed. Pick up. Oh, I guess I should talk about do the other part of that. So a normal box cut, you're cutting a packet off the top, and then you're cutting additional packets from the top onto it. For the fake box cut, you're not messing up your shuffle, which I just did. Dang it. Alright, so you're coming up. That's the bottom half that's coming out, and you're angling your hand down like you're going to pull that off, and you're reaching down and you're just pulling from the bottom. Yeah, so yeah, I guess your homework is riffle shuffle and scrape cut for starters. And once the riffle shuffle is comfortable, if you want to start practicing stacking, I turn a card face up, and you just want to start with 2. Separate them. Now, here's what you want to focus on with stacking. You want to run both, and you want to get to where you've got 2 cards held back in the right hand. Like if I hold up, that's how many cards I have left to shuffle over there. I've already got my 2 held up over here. And what you're going to feel tempted to do is once you get your 2, you're going to stop and assess and then continue to shuffle. You want to practice keeping the left hand cards running even as you get that 2. So there I've got my 2, but you notice my left hand kept running the cards. Now because of the angle, they're not going to be able to see that the right hand stopped shuffling. Like I stopped shuffling there ages ago. And you see I've got a little brief in there. Now obviously the closer you can make the 2, the more realistic it's going to look. There's the break I used there, which is obviously not much. But that top card is going to let you see if you got your stack right. And again, start with 2. Actually, if you can probably just, even while you're practicing your riffle shuffle, just start with 1. Practice letting 1 card off the right fall down last. And then you move on. Once you get past 2, what I would do is I'd roll a dice and divide by 2. So that's 3. And then get up to 4 and just roll a dice and exclude 5 and 6. Just work your way up from there. But just start with 2 and don't move on until it's comfortable, because you're going to use the feel of running 2 to inform running 3. And you saw the exercise I did earlier where I'll roll 4 dice. I got 4 cards face up. Oh, and see, I goofed there. The beautiful thing about stacking, and I learned this from Daniel Roy, is you can't get caught. You really can't. If you miss stacking, it's just a legitimate shuffle and nobody knows the difference. But if you like fuck up a bottom deal where you like catch the card before it comes out, like now you're caught. And for me, 6 is still really tough. Let's see if I can do it. Nope, that's 5. See? Then 1's pretty easy. And then I'm doing 4 on top. Oh, I think I let an incidental card in. We'll find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my face-up card. 1. There's my face-up card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my face-up card. 2, 3, 4. Yep, I let an incidental card in. I should have zeroed that last one if I was smart. has been a fun stream. I love talking about this stuff. It just makes me so happy. Two sixes, damn. Oh, missed it. Yay! Well, if you have questions, you know, obviously hit up the Discord, hit me up on Patreon or Facebook. Like, don't feel like a burden. You guys support me so much. It means a lot to me to be able to give something back to you, even if it's something small, just like the knowledge you support me as I acquire. Another fun fact, if you do a Zero shuffle without the strip, it'll add one card to the top. It's a safe way to do that. Oh, damn. Oh, I let a bunch of incidental cards get in there. Yeah, that was a scrape cut. You can't even tell if you do it at speed. I might stream just a little longer. I'm really feeling it today. Practice is good. Feeling good about everything. Maybe I'll practice mucking. Mucking. Jesus. So I dealt 2 cards, a black and white joker, and a color joker. There's the steal. So that was just 1 card. Yep. My hands are just barely big enough to cover that card. I'm actually kind of tickled with my pickup. It's so weird. In Steve Forte's book, like the first mucks he talks about are one-handed mucks, which are the hardest ones. Oh no! Oh good, Betsy. Well, you know, if you want like more stuff like this, like just for you, I mean, you support me on Patreon, so like, hit me up. That's the whole reason there's a Discord. I'll just come in there and give you and coach you if you want. That'd be absolutely my pleasure. I would love to do it. I'm sorry about COVID. Take care of yourself. Ooh, actually, oh wow, I forgot I had this deck ordered. So this deck is what's called a B stock deck. This is what casinos use. These are better for table stuff. Granted, I don't know if you'll feel the difference. Like, that difference is felt after a while of fucking with cards. Hold on. Get something running over her. Grr. stuff can we do? So there's a fake table cut. This is, if I'm doing an involved fake table cut, this is usually the one I like to go with. Okay, glad to hear it. Still working on this bad boy here. Do I have a table deck that's not ordered? I think I do. I just got in some of the bonus decks I ordered from the Tempest Collection Kickstarter, some of the boosters I got. Man, I got this one, which is pretty freaking rare. Or small print, I should say. It's not rare as of yet, but it will be eventually. But so I got to open one, and it's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous deck. I think it's even prettier, and it's a different quality than the standard limited print. So here's the standard limited, and you can see it's got the print number out of 5,000 there on the bottom. If I can get this to focus, I guess I can't. But show these bad boys off. So even on the jokers and stuff, you've got that gold metallic ink. And then you've got the gold metallic ink on the backs. And then additionally some on the faces as well. These are what are called crush stock. So if your hands are small, the deck won't last as long, but they handle really well. If you're looking for a good cheap crush stock deck, cohorts are excellent. And then these bad boys, they're definitely a sturdier quality, so they're not as crushed. But you got the same gold inking, or gold metallic ink, just on the white. Oh, it's beautiful. But weirdly, this doesn't come with one of the gimmick cards. It doesn't come with the blank face. I love blank cards. You can do a lot of cool stuff with them. Oh yeah, this one's already set up for me to do deck stacking. Yeah, let's stack one. All right, let's do 5 players. Let's see. strip, and then the player gets a cut, and the dealer resolves. That was pretty shit. Let's do that again. There we go. Okay, so where's our mark sitting? Our mark is at seat 4. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to slow that deal down a little bit. So there should be the kings. I think that would be the only hand that play. I don't know any good players who play Jack 7 middle position in a 5-handed game. And I've got the aces. No ace there. We'll just have the luckiest run out in the history of the game. Actually, the way I normally run this drill is I'll start with 3-handed and just move up every round. Hello, carrots. Hello, Axel. Broccoli. So we'll do this round face up so you guys can see what's going on. There's our first one. We'll even give you one of these table cuts. Ooh, a king. I know, right? My favorite. Ooh, not in this case. You're going to want the aces. Oh, that was off. I have been working on the color change you have on Patreon. It's the one with the middle grip where you slide the card from the bottom. Oof. Small hands is, yeah, it's a handicap, but it's not insurmountable. I mean, look at Pig Cake. He's got the tiniest hands in the world. He can do shit. Player gets a cut. We'll do the Zingoni pass. I love broccoli, my man. All right, so 3-handed. There's, oh, then we second deal him, down to him, off the bottom to me. Queen 2 probably won't play, so it's just kings versus aces. Let's do, see, 1 king, 1 ace, sound good? So there's our burn. Boom, 1 king, 1 ace to the flop. We'll throw down an ace. Oh, sorry, that was face up on the bottom. And so he's got a full boat. He's probably pretty happy. Let's give him his king anyway. Moving up to 4-handed. Do this one face down. Axel, if you have any questions about what I'm doing or like want to see me demonstrate anything, holler. Betsy will vouch. I'm happy to demonstrate just about anything. Let's see, we're 4-handed here. Yeah. Crazy Asian. Hello. Just poking my head in. I'm into sleight-of-hand magic. Nice. Is there anything you want to see? Anything you want to see demonstrated? Right now I'm just doing deck stacking drills. So player gets a cut. I don't know if you know what a Miller pass is, so it's a way to beat a table cut. So in high-stakes games, player cuts towards the dealer. Dealer completes the cut. So there's a... what are your favorite sleights? I like the classic pass a lot. That's my go-to move. I'm probably more into color changes than I ought to be. Probably the slide I get the most use out of is the pinky count for sure. Everyone should learn the pinky count. Ooh, nice, Crazy Asian. Well, there's the Miller table pass. Yeah, I get the most out of the pinky count and the spread pass. So, which seat are we cheating here? We're cheating seat 4. So there is seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, seat 1. Well, honestly, count's pretty solid. Well, it's 4-8 won't play. Kings should be here at seat 4, and there's the aces for me. Well, let's see how good my Elmsley count is. Oh, it's my ordered deck. Let's go. Come here, Conjuring Community. You're familiar with oof, that deck? That deck has seen some use. Are you familiar with Twisting the Asher? Xavier Spade's version of Twisting the Aces? Let's see, let's go to more of a top-down view here. Okay, so I definitely use it for that. Second. That's pretty weak. There we go. So there's the old pass. There's your face down. And there's a Jordan count to set it back up. For table work, I like the Herman pass a lot better. For standing work, I like the classic. Oh, thanks, Crazy Asian. So let's see how good's our Herman pass. I haven't practiced the Herman pass nearly as much as I should. There's my Herman. No, that was pretty shit too. Damn. Although I have gotten a lot of use out of the cover Herman pass. So yeah, I need to angle. So the Herman pass works better at an angle. There's the kick down, there's the completion. I'm so used to squaring for my classic pass, I have to remember that that's a pretty garbage angle for the Herman. So the Herman, you square up, get to that angle. Oh fuck, I want to do the classic again, damn. You get to that angle, kick down with the pinky, and then around. So I don't know if you're familiar with the cover Herman pass. They call stop. There's the 6 of diamonds. And so it's kind of like the cover classic pass where you just get a second from the top, but it's way easier to keep it invisible. Honestly, I've gotten more use out of just the straight Herman pass than I have the cover Herman pass, for sure. Yeah, for table work, so let's say it's the player cut. It's to you. You come over here, and you come over the top. That gives you your step in the back. It's easier to get into the Herman pass from here than it is the classic pass. So there I just beat the player cut. Speaking of which, we have an extra player in here. So let's go... Let's go 1 ace, no kings on the flop. So boom, boom, boom. Is that right? Oof, no. I would have to do a... Okay, so here we go. Here's our attempt at a Greek deal, because I've got 2 kings on top, and I want to get the card underneath of them. So, Greek deal. Got it. Don't want to chase my kings out, so let's do another Greek deal if we can. Got it. Give them one of their kings. So I still got the king on top. And then we'll stud deal the last ace. Oh wait, where's my last ace? Oh no, how'd I get a random card in there? That's weird. There you go. For those watching who don't know what a Greek deal is, so you remember earlier when I was talking about the push-off second, where you push off 2 cards on field and get the one underneath? So a Greek deal essentially combines both of those, where you're pushing 2 cards over on field and getting the third one. I do not practice it a lot. I can just do a push-off, which is my preferred double lift, because I know, sometimes you just don't want to take the time to get a thumb count or a pinky count. But yeah, I've definitely not practiced the Greek deal a lot. Crazy Asian, do you ever do any like table stuff, cheaty stuff, gambling demos? Twitch really does make it easy. You'd think they'd have like a magic thing. You don't? Okay. What type of stuff do you like to do? Let me see if I can throw some stuff your way. Well, in that case, let me put the B stock up. You can get an actual deck of cards out. We'll use this very well-loved deck. If you want to see something cool, I can show you my version of Everywhere and Nowhere, which uses a lot of Elmsley and Jordan counts. A sleight-of-hand project which I performed and uploaded to YouTube. 100 tricks in 100 days. Oh, nice! I used to do stuff like that on IG, where I would move like a different color change every day for a month, so on and so forth. Tons of packet tricks. Nice, man. Let's see here. I don't know if my Discord is in the chat. Shoot me a PM on Twitch and send me the link. Here, let me show you this. So I wanted to come up with a version of Everywhere and Nowhere that's impromptu and doesn't use a gimmick. Oh, good. The 2 of clubs into the 2 of spades. Best color change ever. Thank you. Oh, God, I love the clip shift. Sweet. Okay, so, and you can have this if you like, since it's mine. It's 2 or 3 phases. Spectator gets to shuffle from the beginning. So you just have to trust me that these are legit shuffles since you're not here. Alright. And from a shuffle deck, you tell them that you are going to make a prediction about the future. Now this opening trick isn't mine. This is Alex Pandrea's, but I use it to get into mine. So go with, oh, feeling good about that one. Feeling good about that one. What's your favorite food? Pizza, we go with that one. There's my prediction, we're locked in. I'm gonna put a Chinese coin on top of it so you know I'm not messing with my prediction. All right. Now, in a moment, I'm gonna run my thumb down the side of the deck like this, and I just want you to call stop wherever you want. I'm gonna do it really slowly, ready? Right there, that's fine. Take your card. In this particular case, you got the Jack of Hearts. I would not know that. Oh, wow. Twitch. Well, I'll tell you what. So when I see the word, I'm going to do it again. And whenever you say stop, that's where the card's going to go. Whenever I see the word go in chat, that's when I'm going to start. Whenever I see the word stop, that's when I'm going to stop. Bear in mind, I wouldn't know what this card was. I'll start over. Right there. All right. And at this point in the trick, I can actually see what card you got. You got the Jack of Hearts. All right. Now, at this point, you ask the spectator, would you admit I ran my thumb pretty slow both times? They'll always say yes. So I'm going to do this as fairly and cleanly as I can. Hopefully you admit that's pretty fair, pretty clean. So from the shuffle deck, not only did you call stop on the Jack of Hearts, you managed to put it next to the Jack of Spades. Also next to the Jack of Clubs, the 2 blackjacks. And that prediction card I took out since before you even took a card turns out to be the Jack of Diamonds. I showed you that trick so I can show you this one. And this one is mine. So the 4 jacks that you found, I can't afford a real lovely assistant, so the 4 jacks are going to kind of act as my lovely assistant for this part of the trick. But before they can, I need you to touch a card. Let's say you touch this one. That's shown around. If everybody can memorize that, as long as not everybody forgets at the end of the trick, won't be particularly terrible. And I need you to do one more thing for me, if you don't mind, and that is keep an eye on my cards. These are the Conjuring community cards, if I can find the freaking box, off the Kickstarter campaign. I'm not going to say they're the most expensive cards in the entire world, but they are not cheap. So take our little coterie of jacks here, and they're going to give me little hints about the nature of your card. So for instance, this jack here on top, nice. This jack tells me that you looked at a red card, is that right? Don't tell me what the card was. This next jack, he tells me that you looked at a diamond, I think. This jack tells me you looked at an even number, and this last jack tells me you looked at a 4. So based on all this information, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably looked at the 4 of diamonds. Sound about right? Nice. But look, now that I know your card was the 4 of diamonds, I don't need the jacks over here ratting you out. And you can see there's nothing but jacks over here in this packet. There's nothing but jacks. Yeah, there's no 4s. So we're going to try one more thing. I'm going to number these cards. We're going to number them 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whichever number you choose will become your card. Which number do you want? Four. Oh, damn it. And we're going to forget that happened. Let's try one more thing. I'm going to take the 4, I'm going to turn it face down amongst the jacks. Now, why would I do that? Flash, yeah, you don't say. I did that to alter this little packet of reality here in hopes of altering another one. Now, we're missing the jack of diamonds, which started out over here, and your card started out in the deck. But now your card is over here. Well, you don't think that, no, this has been here the entire time. I let them spread it out and root through it. Lo and behold, there's the last jack. And if you want to add the third phase, it looks like this. I don't normally add the third phase. I think I remember how this works. We have the jacks over here. Your card, the 4. I think your card goes to the table, leaves us over here with the jacks. I think, ooh, actually, I don't, that's actually not how it works. It's the jacks that are on the table and then your card over here. That's how that works. You get a nice little 4-to-1 transpo. But yeah, that's the whole routine. Oh, thanks. If you want it, you can have it. You seem like you know what you're doing, so I can't assume there's much in there that particularly fooled you, but if you need clarification at any step, holla. It's very possible. If there's one thing I learned studying philosophy a little bit in college, it's that you have no original ideas. Oh, thanks. You could just as easily use a frustration count. I love the Roomba count. Actually, there's a thing I was messing with a while back. I was practicing fake counts, and I had the idea of doing all my fake counts with different colored backs. Like I had a different color out of every knock deck, and so rather than the faces changing, it looked like there were 4 red-backed cards, then 4 green-backed cards, so on and so forth. Do my version of Everywhere and Nowhere? Is that what you were wanting stuff on? Oh, well, there you go. Or you want to see the center deal demo I just did? Oh, yeah, here. I love you! How's the butt? The girlfriend had an upset tummy all night, so she was up pooping. So now I get to make every butt-based joke in the entire world.
Thank you for telling
This
me.
is how we express love. Alright, so I love you so much.
Got troubles.
There's the 4 jacks in the middle.
All hot girls have tummy issues.
That's true. You can literally see him in the middle. Yeah, I got a chill Zelda track on in the background. Those go in the middle. And so what I normally do here is I have the spectator call stop as I'm dealing through. But I just use it to practice. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3, 4, down. And then I'll practice sailing them. You're close, crazy. Similar, for sure. Yeah. This is how I've been practicing my bottom deals lately. You gotta admit, though, my bottom deals are getting pretty fucking smooth, though, right? 2, 3, 4. I'm sure right as I say that, I'm gonna start fucking them up. Oh, that, yeah, definitely paused on that last one. Okay, but do you know why I pause? I'm actually kind of proud about this. Let me go back to table angle. Alright. So I get him to the bottom. Alright. So the people to whom I defer on table moves told me that even if you're doing a seesaw bottom, you have to do like a pull down or something to release them. I practice it without that because I don't like having to do that prep. So I'm just releasing it. It's coming straight out. I'm not doing a hanging card or anything like that. And so I want to get to where I can do it smoothly like that. Also, Stefan, did I tell you about the? Have I shown you the system I came up with for cheating hold'em? Where you can shuffle, they can cut, and then they can choose their seat, and you can control the. You can still cheat them, control the flop, and everything like that. I'm not actually dealing out of the center, Betsy. I'm dealing off the bottom. Dealing from the center can be done, but it's something... I'm not saying it has no use, because it definitely does. I've seen... Okay, let me show you this, Stefan. You're going to fucking love this. I've seen Cameron Braxton do some crazy shit with the center deal. But there are more practical things that I want to learn. Alright. Alright, Steph, here we go. Let's do 5-handed. I do have to know how many players are in the game before I can do it. Alright. Player gets a cut. They cut towards the dealer. Dealer completes. All right. So Steph, we have seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, seat 5. Where do you want to sit? Guys. So seat 2, seat 3, seat 4, seat 5, seat 1, seat 2, or seat 3, seat 4, seat 5, seat 1. I love Jason Ladany. He's definitely one of my favorites. I have all his shit. All right, Steph. Seat 2 has deuce 7. They're not going to play unless there's a bounty. King 10 at seat 3 is probably going to play. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, wait, no, I got this right. Pocket 9s for you. 3 7s probably out. Pocket jacks for me. How did I know? All right, Steph. How many jacks and how many 9s do you want on the flop? Yeah, I have both of Jason Ladany's books. I've got his DVDs. Yeah. And the bottom deal I use is actually Richard Turner's Seesaw Bottom. So yeah, all your basic table guys. Richard Turner, yeah, he's nutty for sure. With Cards and Magic about 3.5 years, table stuff about a year, but I mean I practice a lot. I have no idea. 2 jacks and a 9. All right, let me think for a second. All right. So burn. There's 2 jacks and a 9. Now you've made a full house, so you're probably feeling pretty good about life. King 10 has a straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. So I don't have to worry too much about chasing you out. So let's give them a chance. And now they've got a backdoor straight. I know you've got a full house. You're probably not running. I could give you your 4th 9 on the... I could give you your 4th 9 there. But let's not do that. Let's... Fuck me, why can't I do that? Oh, and he does. He makes a straight. And my quads should take all the money. If you wanted your 9, there it is. Oh, wait, no, it shouldn't. Where's the fuck? How did I miss that 9? Oh, I had to burn it in the first one. Okay, no, I lied. I couldn't give you your 9 at that point. Not that I even wanted to. But yeah. Here, I'll demonstrate it face up so you know how it works. Alright. So you got their potential hand and your potential hand on top. Your potential hand on top. You need to cut off 5 cards. Yep. And for the record, the reason I did this, I wasn't sure if I had 5. Do you know the bottom square up peak stuff? So if I take this half here and square it up, I know the bottom card's the 4 of clubs. Anyways, because there's a delay on YouTube, I will await your answer and then show you it if you don't know. So I've got my stock of 5 on the bottom, then 3 cards on top. Always run 2 cards under 2 while keeping your bottom stock. And then you have to calculate X. X is total number of hands minus number of seats being cheated. So I'm cheating my seat and your seat, so it's okay. So it's X minus 2. So, or sorry, 5 minus 2. So X is 3. So then you want 3 cards under 1, which that was the sloppiest bit of stacking I've ever done, and then 3 cards on top. God, that was pretty shit too. Yeah, maybe it's time to to rest here in a moment. Then whatever other fake bullshit you want to do to convince them the game's clean. Alright, take care, Betsy. Alright, and then whatever you want to do to beat the player cut. So you should have X, then their card, X, then their card, 2, then their card, and then your bottom stock. So let's say you're sitting at seat 4. The first of their cards is going to come off the bottom. So you're actually top dealing the first round until you get to their seat, and then bottom deal their card. Then you're always bottom dealing yourself. So this next run, you didn't know where they were going to sit in the first one, so you're just going to have to second deal until you get to their seat, then legit deal, and then bottom deal to you. So now your setup is one of their cards, 2, one of their cards, then 2 of your cards on the bottom, which I'll turn face up, or face down. So then it's just a combination of fake dealing for however you want the river and whatnot to run out. Let's say ace 4 folds. Oof, big slick gonna play. So if I were actually in this game, I want to give the other 2 hands a chance to catch up. Alright, take care, man. So I'd probably burn 1, then one of your cards, then an indifferent card, and then give an indifferent card. Oh, damn. Mr. King made himself a set. Okay, so he's out, he's in. At this point, I know he's got a king, because I know you've got the 9s. He wouldn't be coming in unless he has a king, because he can't possibly have a 9. So let's go ahead and get one of my jacks out. So then I know if he's got pocket kings, he's got quads. The odds are low, but just in case. And obviously I could have given you your 9 at any point. But yeah. I'm sure someone else has come up with a similar system, but it's badass. You gotta admit, I'm getting pretty solid with this shit stuff. Oh, what? Is that a table pharaoh? Did he just table pharaoh the shit out of those cards? My pharaohs are never perfect? Aw. That's unfortunate. Once you get to where you can do them, like if you're a student of Ladani's work, then you know there's shitloads. No, but that system seems alright. Thank you, thank you. Hold on. You ever seen this move stuff? I can't table Riffle Pharaoh yet. I'm getting there. I don't know if you ever heard of this move. I'm thinking about calling it a classic pass. Oh, well, that was shit. Hold on. There we go. Why are they always garbage when I'm trying to show off? Get over there. Get square, you motherfucker. There we go. Let's see. That's a new move, never before seen. Man, fuck. I was jamming with Jack the other day, and he had. You love this delay, do you? I gotta see what that is. I hope that's a setting in YouTube or something. So he had this idea about getting a card out in Tenkai, coming in, grabbing this card. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Coming up and getting into this position, so that all you had to do is reach over and like spin it back. So you're here, do the spin, and the card changes. You could do a rel change into like one of these sequences. I don't know. It was a thought. I just might join. Oh, I hate that. The brick pass. And the reason I hate it is I wouldn't do that if I was normally squaring the cards, right? So I don't want to do it on my pass. I want to get to where I can just do the pass. Square more with the tip of my thumb. There we go, it's better. But yeah, I hate adding in shit I wouldn't normally do. I realize that does help cover the motion of the pass, but I mean, if you're doing shit like that, you're telling them you're doing something even if they can't see you do it. So yeah, not a fan. Even though I love Alex Pandran, I love his work, just it's not my favorite thing. It's kind of what spawned Catalyst. So Catalyst, you come across, you get the square up there, and then you're here, and something like that. The Rail Change, it's a much more natural movement, and it's easier to make it consistent. Or you meant the Tenkai one, where you're coming in, and then you do a spin. Yeah, I'm not sure if that has a name yet. But that's not me, that's all Jax. Oh, that was pretty shit. Let's see if I can do it the long way. There we go. Yeah, Rail Change is Brewer. God, I'm a fucking beast. Can you imagine being a beast like me? Oh, that was pretty shit, damn. Right as I say that, it's garbage. Yeah, so Catalyst, we're here. It's not the worst. I would struggle to make this gesture look natural. So I just try to get through it fast. But like, I think you should learn knuckle busting shit because it makes the other shit easier and more natural. Like it improves your dexterity and whatnot. Well, let me see if... Oh, now I think Steph was meaning he would jump in Discord. Let me see if he's in there. I'm a dumbass. Okay, he's not. Alright. Alright. So yeah, I think you should learn knuckle busting shit. It's good for you. But in terms of practicality, like, as long as, like, why can't I think of the name of that change? Fuck. Help me. The Bertram change. As long as the Bertram change exists, like, why would you need Catalyst, right? This is easier. It looks better. I don't know if it looks better, because I do like open face changes. I do have a soft spot for those. But like, if you want to do an open face change, as long as the rail change exists, like, why do you need Catalyst, right? In terms of practicality, I think you should still learn it to get better, but I mean, but even the snap change. Yeah, I think the snap change is extremely versatile. Yeah, a lot of people dog on the snap change, but I love it. trying to clean up a snap change. I think the best way to do it, obviously, is with the deck in hand. Or the face-up startler. The face-up startler, yeah. I've actually been using that a lot more lately, Steph, and I think of you every time I do it. So if I have to clean up a snap change without the deck, I'm coming in front and then using that to square. But I mean, just why not just have the deck there? You can even come in front, do that, and now you're clean. I was dicking around a while back with taking the card, like doing like a downward motion to the table, like as you do the snap change. So the motion will cover the change, and then you're clean. But I also like the visual instant change. Thank you, thank you. Which is this, which is snap change based. Alright. My snap changes, or my face-up startler isn't as good as yours. Actually, another one I've been playing with lately is the Dr. Manhattan change. So that shit. Thanks, man. Nope, bad split, damn. Bad split again, damn. Yeah, I can get the evenness on the table every time. But like, in my hands I can get the split even most of the time. Table I can't. Does the snap change vertically, uses his deckhand to clean up in his truck Proteus. His truck Proteus, huh? Oh, there it is. Okay, so hold on. So you get your double, which is a single, because fuck it, why use a thumb count or pinky count? There we go. So I imagine that you're doing here. And what is he? Goof, that is angly as fuck. Oh, yeah, I guess it's not nearly as bad if you've got the deck right there and you can just snap onto it. Oof, that is weird. See what, you know what the ultimate is. There we go. Before I learned the clip shift, I was very much like, don't learn it, it's useless, you'll never use it, no utility at all. Now that I know it, I'm like, it's the best move ever, it does everything. This deck has been well loved. Sticky ass cards make my life difficult. And Dave's the queens. I think you make it look good. Oh, Stefan Welsh, you say or Stefan Barksdale, you say the sweetest things to me. That's all right. Hey, what are you doing? I think Friday or Saturday nights. Because I think I'm alone at home both those nights. I could jam with the boys if you're free. And we haven't jammed in a while. That's something fun to do. Alright, I'll throw up the moist signal. Alright, I'm going to call it a stream there. I'm literally an hour over, but it's only because practice was fun and the company was good. Thanks everybody for swinging by. I will go, and before I do anything else, I will throw up the signal to the boys. Yes, excellent. Alright, take care. Crazy Asian, thanks for swinging by. Stefan, good to